Well, size and scale are also important when you're shopping for plants, particularly if your balcony or garden is a little bit tiny. So Frank is back with some tips. This is a cute little garden, and it's what a lot of people are dealing with, you know, just a little bit of space. So we want to talk about scale and how you can make it work.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what size your garden is. We can really work with that and make it a really inviting place. And plant material is generally used to soften that space, to make it interesting, to create a mood and atmosphere, and even the furniture itself. So there's so many different options right now. And with furniture, I love this little set just for any small space. I love it because just tucking it away and kind of saving some space, you can just see how that will just tuck in just like that.
Yes.
So all of a sudden you have more space to walk around. You also want, in smaller spaces, to really be aware of things that are going to make it easy for you. So you look at this little planter. Succulents are fantastic in big spaces, small spaces. They are the most photographed plant that's right now on Instagram. Everybody loves it because they're architectural. But I really love them because they're low maintenance.
Jad, just do it for the gram, people. Go get some succulents. Take those pictures, and they're going to last. They're low maintenance. They look beautiful.
Indoor, outdoor.
Indoor, outdoor.
Indoor, outdoor. So what I can do with this is I could say during the summer months, put it out on the patio, the deck, or in the garden. In the winter, I can then bring that inside. So let's talk about some of my favorite plants for small spaces.
Okay.
And I really want to talk about evergreens. So when it comes to an evergreen, that there is a pyramidal boxwood.
Okay.
Pyramidal boxwood, dwarf Alberta spruce. Those are all good varieties for you because they're going to stay small and compact. Spruce get huge, like crazy huge.
Okay.
I always say with a small garden, try to incorporate some evergreen because in Canada, in the United States, we have this thing called winter.
Yes. I've heard of that.
Yeah. And
yes.
we got to make sure that we have some body, some interest in the winter, so make sure you incorporate those.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to different types of plants, and some people will say, I can't get a butterfly bush. Butterfly bush grows to 6 feet. Well, there are small varieties that you can get now, so take a look at the size. This one here is called Pugster. I love the name.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's a dwarf variety of a butterfly bush, which is a beautiful, nice purple color that will attract butterflies and bees to your garden.
Oh, that's lovely.
Not going to be too invasive in terms of its root system. We want to pay attention to that. And as well, late season bloomer. Really easy to take care of.
Okay.
Think about color with a small space too. If you have too many colors in a small space,
it's a bit much.
it's erratic.
Yes.
I like using softer colors. I like using the purples. I'm more of a kind of a fall color that we have coming through here right now. So that'll make you feel like the space is bigger, and white
It's beautiful.
reflects at night.
It's you get all that beauty in the day and in the night. So this is a hydrangea.
Yes.
Is this a big, are we talking about a big plant? I've seen hydrangeas kind of, do you love hydrangeas? Because me too.
Yeah.
I do love them. They can take up a lot of space.
Yeah, but there's dwarf varieties.
Okay.
So there's one variety.
Is this a dwarf?
This one here is called Firelight, which is a mid-range.
Okay.
Neat thing about this one is it comes out first in a nice white, then we'll go over to red, so you get two colors out of it.
Oh, that's nice.
But if you want the smallest variety, look for one called Bobo.
Bobo.
Bobo is a nice dwarf variety, and then also there's one called Little Limelights. So when you see Bobo, Little Limelight, Pugster, look at the names. They're usually telling you that that plant's going to be small. But with the hydrangea, late season bloom, beautiful, architectural, and in the winter we can leave these flowers on there to give you some garden interest. And yes, indeed, there are some varieties that are crazy big. There's one called Invincible.
Yeah.
It has a huge bloom on it. It'll overtake any space.
I know. I've seen it. I've seen it in people's front yards, and I've thought to myself, that's really beautiful. If you have the space for it, it is absolutely gorgeous.
Ask the questions. When you go to a garden center, ask and say, how big does that get?
Yeah.
You know, this is a variegated Weigela, and this is a dwarf variety Weigela as well, which not only it will bloom, but look at the foliage that you have there. So work with foliage.
Yeah.
And also really pay attention if you are gardening on a patio, if you're trying to overwinter a plant, 2 zones colder. So if it says it's a zone 5, pick plants for a zone 3. Because as you go up in height, it gets colder. Yeah.
Ooh, good tip.
Yeah.
Huge thank you to Sheridan Nurseries for all of these absolutely gorgeous plants. Thanks, Frankie.